Okay, so here we go. Um, Off to a start. Got field 78 already harvested, but I've still got 87, 88, 89, and 90. Um, Quite a bit of acreage out there. And here's hoping I can get it all done and turn a profit. That's the whole key to this thing, right? Um, Escaping out of here, really all I have right now, besides all that debt I mentioned in the description, got about 670,000 left to buy equipment with so far. Got this old used Versatile. Picked it up really cheap, so I'm not going to complain about the damage to it. Now we got a trailer here. Across the other side of the road is the farmyard. Not a whole lot to look at, to be perfectly honest with you. Got a house, a small chicken coop. Did have a silo built here because I was going to need some storage space. Couple sheds, couple barns. Nothing really to write home about. This building here is kind of taking up space. I'll probably end up doing something different with this. And then down the hill, we actually have the combine that I still owe $450,000 on. John Deere S7. Right across on the other side of the field over here, and got this field of rye that's ready to go, so I guess that's where we're going to start. This is, by the way, if it wasn't obvious, a multi-fruit version of Riverbend Springs. There's a lot of different things added to it, some of which I'll mess around with, some I won't. This field here was at one point linseed, which is not, a default choice. But that's all harvested, that's taken care of. We got to go up here and get this rye field done. Not going to even mess with straw sloughing or anything. I don't have a way to collect it yet, and I don't want to spend a bunch of money on a baler, and it's just not worth that much. So I'm just going to go ahead and chop everything, and we'll go from there. Go ahead and get everything unfolded. Drive up here and see how my header's looking. Height-wise, probably needs to come up a little bit. Should be good there. And let's take a look and see how this goes. Pretty big fields. They're not the biggest things in the world compared to some other locations across the country, but they're not small either. A lot bigger than what a guy normally starts out with. But, hey, part of the challenge. Actually, really, not the world's biggest fan of John Deere tractors, but I really, really do like the combines. Nice, roomy, reliable, decent size headers available, decent storage. Nothing much to complain about with these boys. They're all right. Not running a whole ton of mods on this. Several, like I think everybody does. Biggest ones are realistic livestock, which has no effect right now because I don't have any livestock, but the day will come and that mod really adds a lot to the gameplay. I am running realistic weather. I've run it in the past and not been completely satisfied with some of the things it does, but I've set the options a little differently than usual. The idea is fantastic, and the execution is for the most part pretty good. It just, I don't know, it tends to overvalue crop moisture, I think, a little bit, or undervalue it depending on your point of view and where you're at. But I really do like the idea. I like the way that it affects the weather. We actually have temperatures and not just sunny or cloudy or rainy. The forecast seems to be a little bit more involved, and I just want to try it. I'm going to give it a shot. Got a few baler mods here and there. The round bales, baler auto stop, the auto stop full combine. Just some quality of life things, little conveniences, maybe not realistic, but I like them. So I'm going to use them. Anyhow, I'll get on with this, and take a while, but we'll get her done. This area around Riverbend Springs. It's a very scenic location. Guess it's actually modeled after a place in northern Arkansas, if I'm not mistaken. Also reminds me a whole lot of very southern Indiana. Saw a lot of places that look kind of like this down there back when I lived in the Midwest and not out here in the burning desert. But I feel very at home here. First screw up of the day, not following my GPS very well. Nothing new for me. My mind tends to wander. Didn't do any damage, at least I didn't wander into a tree or something ridiculous like that. There we go. This field, of course, is another one of the crops introduced with this particular version of the map. It's rye. There's a lot of really over-the-top things you can grow. Peanuts, onions, all kinds of fun things. Sorry, a little interruption from a kid that doesn't know when to not talk. But anyhow, I was saying there's peanuts, tobacco, onions, poppies, lavender, millet, linseed, flax, a whole new world of things to grow out there, should you choose to do so. Um, haven't really taken a good hard look at everything on the map yet, so I don't know if there might be issues with it. Anything like that, I'm sure I'll find out. Just wanted to start something a little bit different. You know, have some different options, different challenges. And I think it's going to take a lot of rye and linseed to pay off all that money I owe. But what the heck is the American way to be in debt, right? Okay, I'm just going to shut up here and harvest a field. Go fall combine. Make that long walk across the field to go get the tractor. I don't know why in the world I left it all the way up there, but not always thinking. Guess exercise is good for me. There we go. It's an interesting texture choice where everything's green until you get up to it and then it's almost black. Everything's set to the highest graphics I can get it to without blowing everything up, so I'm not quite sure. I think it's probably something with the texture of the modded crop would be my guess. There we go. Getting this beast here. Really kind of become kind of a fan of the versatile tractors. They're interesting monsters. Really like this guy here. I haven't tried their quad track. I have tried a couple of the older ones and the smaller one. I can't even think of what it's called now. It's got a very interesting name. I do remember that. But nice equipment. See if I can guesstimate where this pipe is. I think I'm pretty close. There we go. That'll do. Let that fill up. Some rye going in there. Not getting a very good yield off of this, but I didn't expect to. Inherited the field as is. It's not been taken care of very well. No fertilizer on it. So it's not turning out the absolute greatest. But hey, it'll do. It'll help pay the bills. Know how many times enough to empty this combine on this field. Quite a few, and I think that'll mean quite a few trips over to the silos. That trailer isn't the biggest thing in the world. Holds, I want to say, around 29,000 liters, somewhere in that vicinity. But hey, we make do with what we have, right? Okay. Take a good look here and get lined up and start some ups and downs. Looks like I got the headlands taken care of. There we are. I see an awful lot of, 70 to 80% yield rates on this thing. 11 tons per hectare, that's not real good. Anyhow, I just wanted to run this as a bit of a test and see how everything goes, see how it turns out. If you take a peek, thank you. Come back and look around. I'll have some more stuff with Farming Simulator in the future, I hope. And take care and have a very, very good Saturday evening.